Hey, welcome back to another video. Today, Diddy trial. Looks like there was a verdict. I'm gonna watch Judge Mathis' opinion on it. I'm curious to know Judge Mathis on why Diddy's defense didn't call anyone to any witnesses to the stand. All right, let's get it. Let's go. No time to waste. And I'm not snorting coke. Just my nose was itching. Anyways, let's get it. Let's go. Chicken. Smash some chicken.
All right, here we go. Today we have Judge Mathis, who went from living a life of crime in Detroit to becoming the state's youngest judge, who gained nationwide fame on the Judge Mathis Show, which aired for 24 seasons and was the first court show featuring an African-American judge to win a Daytime Emmy Award. Judge Mathis, welcome to Vlad TV.
I didn't know all that. Wow, shout out to Judge Mathis. I remember my mom used to watch this show when I was a kid. I didn't know he was the first.
Thank you, brother.
Long-time fan.
Oh, he old.
Long-time fan. We've been bumping into each other recently, so yes, it's only right that we do this. Well, we have a lot to talk about, but right now the Diddy trial is just about to end. I believe closing arguments are today, and the defense is not calling any witnesses. So possibly by the end of this week, we might have a verdict.
Yep, I think we will. Well, end of this week? No, I don't think the jury will return by the end of this week.
Maybe next week then.
Yeah, perhaps next.
By the end of next week, we're almost guaranteed
yes.
There's going to be a verdict or a hung jury.
That's correct. That's my belief.
At this point, with, what was it, like 30-something, witnesses the feds brought. Number one, why do you think that Diddy's calling no witnesses?
Because they believe that the prosecution has not proven its case, and so you don't want to expose any of your witnesses to cross-examination, which might trip your witness up. The prosecutor trips your witness up. Now you have a witness who has lied, and the jury has said, well, I'm not letting them off because this witness they brought was a liar. So it's...
Because think about it, y'all. He going down for RICO, right? It's supposed to be RICO, wasn't it? Nobody who came to the stand has been able to say anything that was that would be considered incriminating. So I'm curious to know. Let's keep watching, see what he say.
Instead, you just say, hey, they haven't proven their case. It's clear that they haven't proven their case, so no need to call witnesses. That's how I think they feel.
You being a judge, do you feel there's any reason for Diddy to take the stand?
No, not at all. Zero reason. I was a criminal defense lawyer. I never lost a trial in 4 years, and I don't think I've ever put a witness, my defense witness, or the defendant on the stand. Never.
Never, ever.
Never.
But there are times, I've interviewed people, that, for example, were facing murder charges and so forth. They took the stand and they won.
Yeah. And they were lucky. they're the exception. Yeah. I'll bet perhaps an 80-year-old church lady, yeah, I'd put her on there if she was the defendant. But no, it's highly unusual for a good criminal attorney to put his defendant on the stand.
Yeah, the person I'm talking about is Hurricane Chris. He had this big song, "Hey Baby," some years back, and he had a situation where he was at a gas station. He comes back, to his car. There was a guy that was going through his car, and there was a gun in the car, and he had a gun on him, and kept telling him to step away from the car, and the guy kept going towards him, pulled out a gun, killed him, charged with murder in Louisiana. He took the stand. I remember I asked him, I said, did your lawyers tell you not to take the stand? He said, I didn't care what my lawyers said. I felt it was self-defense, and I was going to not leave my life in someone else's hands. And I needed to convince the jury that I really was in fear of my life.
Oh no, I knew I was going to talk from day one. It was never a thought in my mind of silencing me. This is my life. I know exactly what happened. My lawyer is a terrific lawyer, and he did an amazing job, Alex Washington, but at the end of the day, I had to get up there and say my part, bro. I couldn't just put everything in their hands like that. I gotta look these people in their eyes because my life is in their hands. I'm gonna talk directly to these people and see if they can see I'm not no lying ass nigga right now. You understand what I'm saying? I'm looking you straight in your face, telling you exactly what happened. I'm not gonna bullshit with you. I'm gonna answer when you ask me a question. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted to get up there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and she cross-examined me back. She cross-examined me, and it got ugly.
And see, and that's I know why. Like, defense attorneys understand that, like, most of the time people aren't educated enough on this stuff. And because they're not educated enough on this stuff, they may go up to the stand and say something stupid and incriminate them. So, like, I understand why defense attorneys are like, no, don't take the stand. However, though, if you're confident in your story and you're confident that you can take the stand and you can convince, you know, a jury on what happened, you know, I mean, I think he had nothing against him to where he couldn't defend himself. It was a simple thing to talk about. Like, somebody was going up to my car, came out, warned him a couple times, and then shot him and killed him. I mean, he really, I think that was kind of an easy one. But I think what Judge Mathis was getting at was stuff like this trial. Like, did he get up there and say a bunch of things and be questioned by the defense, be questioned by the prosecution? And when he's questioned by the prosecution, the prosecution asks him questions that make everybody look at him like, what the hell? This dude's crazy. This dude's kooky. And then it might be a trial based on that. You know, it might be a jury that decides he's guilty of something. You know, I get the point of it. But it's shocking that Hurricane Chris took the stand. But it's smart, too, at the same time, if you know what you can do. I think Hurricane Chris is an intelligent dude anyway.
You know, so I still didn't regret getting up there, bro. I had to speak my part because I feel like the jury, they feel like, all right, it's 12 of us. Everybody done said what they gotta say. So I feel like the jury looking at it like, if you don't say nothing, then you're basically hiding behind your lawyers. An innocent person, it's hard to make them be quiet because you know you ain't did shit.
He won.
That's facts. I didn't do shit, so why I gotta sit back behind the lawyers? Nah. I need y'all to get out the way. This is what the fuck happened. Like, this is what happened. But it's funny because I know movies are fiction, but you always see like in the movie Double Jeopardy. I don't know if that's based on a true story, but in the movie Double Jeopardy, she took the stand to talk about her husband dying, like her husband's death, and like she started crying on the stand. But I mean, you still looked guilty because there was, I mean, that's an example of where probably she shouldn't have took the stand. Or what's that? Anyways, let's keep on.
Beat it.
Well, he's an exception. Most folks don't.
Really?
Most lawyers advise you not to take the stand because they know that you're going to be cross-examined by lawyers, and you're a layman. And we've been trained on how to either twist your words to make it appear as it's a lie or to pull the lie out of you. Yeah. So that's one reason, is because you're going up against a person that has been trained to cross-examine and to bring lies out.
Bush guy, cold.
That's crazy when you say that. So, like, you could say that most lawyers are devious unless you need them. Lawyers are devious until you need them, because that's crazy. Like, they're trying to pull the lie out of you. Not trying. That should be the point of a trial, to pull the lie out of somebody. If somebody's lying about something, you want to know, and you want to get to the point. You don't want nobody to get off on anything. But damn, like, you know what I'm saying? It's interesting because I wanted to go to law school at a period of time, man. I really did. I just thought it would take too damn long, but I thought that would have been really, really fun to go to law school and stuff like that. But Judge Mathis, I didn't know all that. I didn't know he was the first black judge. I didn't know he lived a life of crime. I got to research more of his story. I just know my mom used to watch him a lot. And if that's the case, if that's his story, he's the prime example of somebody who can go from nothing to something and change. You know, I was actually just talking to somebody about this earlier. Can people change? I think they can. I think, like, if Judge Mathis did all that and went through all that, then he's a prime example of somebody who can do it. And that's something to be really proud of. But yeah, y'all, tell me in the comments what y'all think. Do y'all think Diddy deserves to get off? Do y'all think that, what do y'all think, man? Y'all tell me. Like, if you stayed this long, thank you. Love you so much. And definitely, we go Saturday, every Saturday, with debates. And y'all better come with the heat, because I'm coming with the fire. Come with that smoke. But anyways, y'all. All right, I'm out. Peace.